Dear friends, Namaste, and this is RAMNEEK WIG from California, and I'm at this Newport beach, which is a lovely beach just behind me. It's one of the most sought for tourist destinations in California. Friends, I'm here for a workshop on the miracles of Pranayama and food therapy. Friends, today I'll be sharing my story with you that how Pranayama and food therapy helped me to win over cancer. Friends, when I was just 25 years old, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the limbs. I got my treatment done at Apollo Hospital, New Delhi, and that was 6 months of treatment. Since the cancer was just stage 2, the doctors were sure that I would be fine after the treatment. The treatment went on good. This was in the year 1999. The treatment was good, and once the treatment was done, the doctors got my CT scans, and the scan showed that the cancer was not there. I was perfectly fine. After that, I again got back to my daily routine since I was a lawyer by profession. About 3 months of law was fine, but after that I again got a swelling just beneath my right armpit and below my neck region. I again went to my doctor complaining about the swelling, and the doctor said that he would like me to get a gallium scan. A gallium scan was done on me, and the gallium scan suggested, according to the gallium scan, the cancer had come back, and this time it was very aggressive. The doctor said that the cancer had gone down to the abdomen region also now. According to the doctors, bone marrow transplant was the only way out. They said that they could try some drugs on me to just kind of control the disease, but that wouldn't cure the disease. The only cure was a bone marrow transplant. So within the next few days, we got my US visas, and I, along with my parents, flew to the United States, California, for a bone marrow transplant. As I reached the US, my aunt, who is a US resident, she arranged a meeting with a doctor at UCI, that was University of California Irvine Medical Center, regarding me. In the next few days, then we went to the UCI Medical Center, and the doctor saw me, and he said that I was a fit case for the transplant. He then told me about the procedure of the transplant, which was that they would insert a catheter just below the neck, and then they would be taking out a few packets of blood from me. In that, the stem cells are part of the blood cells, so they would process those stem cells and give them back to me on the 9th day. The first 7 days of the hospital would be a 24 hours chemotherapy day in and night. That means the doctor told me that you're going to be having 7 days and 7 nights of chemotherapy. 8th day would be the rest day, and the 9th day they would reinsert the processed stem cells back into me. So that was the procedure. So we got to know the procedure, and after about a week I was admitted to the hospital. As they had initially told me, they inserted a catheter just below the neck, and they took out a few packets of stem cells from me, and then I was shifted to the hospital ward, in which there was called a neutropenic zone. My room was on the 3rd floor. The next 7 days they gave me continuous chemotherapy day in and day out, and the 8th day was the rest day. The 9th day they did the bone marrow transplant onto me. That means they reinserted those stem cells back into me through the same catheter. Now that was the entire procedure. After that, I was in the hospital for another 10 days because it took a while for the new stem cells to start working on me, and I was in the hospital for about 10 days after that. I was shifted back to my hotel where we were staying on the 21st day. Now the entire process was great, and the bone marrow had started working back on me from the 14th day onwards. Now as I got back to my the hotel where we were staying, the next few days were great. I was trying to recoup after the transplant, and it was a good recuperation period. After that, I went back to the doctor about after a month. The doctor saw me, and he said that he would want me to have some radiotherapy done. So we got the radiotherapy done, and that was 25 sittings of radiotherapy. After the radiotherapy, the doctor said that now, Mr. Wig, I've got all the scans done in front of me and you're perfectly fine, so you can go back to your country now because all the scans were fine now. So we came down back to India and I got back to my law practice. Law was good as usual. I was doing my law for the next 2 years. It was great. 2001 and 2 were good with me, but about the end of 2003, I again started having some swelling just below my neck. And the region just below my neck from where initially the biopsy had been done in the year 1998, there was a scar left just below my neck. From that scar, some sort of pus mucus discharge started coming out from that scar. So that kind of irritated me, that why was this pus and mucus discharge coming out from the scar. But I went back to the doctor and the doctor said that nothing to get worried about. He gave me some sort of a bandage over that scar region and he thought everything would be fine. But soon as the days progressed, the scar started opening up and the scar was just below my neck. Soon the pus and mucus started coming more and more and I could feel as if something was really going wrong with me. The scar was opening up. It was really bad. And within a few days, I again went back to the doctor and the doctor thought that it's tuberculosis. Now here the doctors had gone wrong. It was not tuberculosis. But the doctors thought it was tuberculosis and he put me on to anti-tubercular treatment. Anyway, since I did not need that treatment and it was not tuberculosis, the scar started opening up and it was just below my neck and soon the collarbone also broke down. And ultimately a channel-like passage just below my neck, right here is below my neck till here, a full channel-like passage came up. It became so bad that I didn't know what was happening with me. The entire channel-like passage came up from ear to ear. And about a glass of pus mucus started coming out from here. Ultimately the position became so bad that the doctors in India gave up. They said that this is the last stage of cancer and we had gone wrong. It was not tuberculosis, it was cancer which came back and now it's come back the third time. So according to the doctors, I didn't have much time to live. They even told my parents to click a photograph of mine which would be good for the last spiritual rites, and I didn't have more than 1 month to live. But even hearing that, I never gave up. I told my parents I would again like to go to the United States to see if anything was possible. So what we did is, this time, we took a first-class airfare ticket and along with those bottles with antibiotics all around me, those bottles, we came down again to the United States and this time to USC Medical Center. That was University of Southern California Medical Center. The doctors here were quite surprised to see me. They said, Mr. Wig, how come you're here? It doesn't look that you've got much time to live. The maximum time you've got to live is probably a month. But anyhow, we'll start on with the treatment. So the doctor started on with the treatment. And they again told me that, well, even if this treatment does work on you, the maximum life we could give you is for about 6 months. Anyhow, they started on with the treatment, and as I was given a few set of chemotherapies, my scar started healing and I could feel much better and better. I was there in the United States for about 2 months, but after that the doctor said that we've tried to control the disease, but we're sure it would come back within the next 2 to 3 months, and the maximum time you got to live is about 6 months. Hearing this, my mom and dad started crying, but anyhow, that's what the doctors in the US had to say. They said that I don't have much time left to live. Anyhow, coming down back to India, I left my law practice and I wanted to do something different now. Now, it's a matter of chance that I was always fond of yoga and naturopathy, and along with my law, I had done a course called Diploma in Yoga and Naturopathy from Lal Bahadur Shastri University in New Delhi, and I had come first in the university. They had also given me a gold medal for that. Now, since I didn't have much time left with me, I started working on different pranayamas and food therapy nutrition onto myself. I made a set of 15 pranayamas for myself and named them as mind, body, soul pranayamas and started working on them every day. 1 hour morning and 1 hour evening. I also started getting very cautious of my eating habits. I understood that whatever food I eat is either good or bad for my system, so I started getting cautious on my eating habits and made a eating plan for myself to take in a lot of antioxidants. Soon my position improved as the days passed by, and I went back to the US after 6 months for a follow-up checkup. The doctor was quite surprised to see me. He said, Mr. Wig, you're still there. What have you been up to? I said, Doc, I'm just doing my food therapy and pranayama and that's made me live. Doctors got all the tests done and the cancer was not there. He was very surprised. Doctor told me that, Mr. Wig, if you're still there, you can get back to me after 6 months for a follow-up. I came down back to India and did the same pranayamas and did my nutrition, food therapy the same way as I was doing earlier. And I could see that I was doing great. I could see I was totally healthy and fit. I again went back to the doctor after 6 months and he again did all the scans and the cancer was not there. So I kept on going to the doctors for about 8 years to the United States and the cancer was never there. Friends, now it's been about 11 years and the cancer never came back, and I won over cancer because of pranayama and food therapy and because of the grace of Almighty God. So friends, pranayama and food therapy can do wonders. It can heal you no matter what ailment you're going through, it can heal you. Friends, now I do take individual classes and courses at my centers in New Delhi and also over the Skype internet. Friends, if you want to do any course or classes on food therapy and pranayama, you can get in touch with me. I take 5 different courses on pranayama and food therapy. These courses are also taken over the Skype. My Skype ID is Yoga Guru RAMNEEK WIG and my personal phone number is +91 9810178140. I have a website also, you can check that out. That is www.ramneekwig.com. And on Facebook I am there. My Facebook address is facebook.com/The Miracles of Pranayama. I have over 300 videos on YouTube. You can also check them out. My YouTube address is youtube.com/Yoga Guru RAMNEEK WIG. So friends, namaste. Do have a wonderful day ahead. And that's RAMNEEK WIG signing off from Newport Beach, California, United States. Namaste.